Let's take a break from all the stresses of the real estate and mortgage world. No talk about rates, no talk about volume or trends. Let's set it all aside and have some fun reimagining our world. This gets interesting, buckle up. So HousingWire had an interesting article that sent us down a creative rabbit hole that had us reimagining the industry. The article did a good job getting us going, talking about new innovations like open banking, Web 3.0, and a completely new loan process, which, let's be honest guys, it's outdated at best. I mean, we're using Fannie and Freddie guidelines that are half a century old. We could certainly use some innovation in our space. One of the best ideas talked about was a forward-facing approach versus what we use now, which is more of a rear-view mirror approach. See, lenders pull credit and look at your work history, which is a prudent thing to do when evaluating risk, but it's also a look back as to what has happened, meaning in the past tense, versus what applicants' life will look like in the future moving forward. One idea to speak to that was from a company called Form Freed. Their strategy would analyze financial data provided by customers such as banking history and reoccurring payments to assess their ability to repay a loan. The process results, this is kind of cool, in a score called RIKI, Residual Income Knowledge Index, ranging from 80 to 150, with scores around 100 indicating a positive cash flow. The data can then be shared with the marketplace called FFX, which connects lenders and borrowers. See, guys, the VA loan leverages a residual income strategy as well, and it's a little bit different than conventional and FHA loans, but it does have a low default rate. So I think leveraging a residual income idea and strategy and approach is a good start in my opinion. Next, the US is transitioning to Web 3.0, moving from centralized to a decentralized internet model. The new model, powered by AI, blockchain, and open banking, aims to give consumers greater ownership and control over their data, potentially reshaping several industries. So that's kind of a good thing, guys. The mortgage sector will be impacted for sure, but in a positive way. Experts believe open banking will significantly impact the underwriting process in the lending business. Over time, decision-making will evolve beyond traditional methods. With direct access to consumer financial data, lenders can now incorporate more creative methodologies. The problem now is our current process is backward-looking, as we said before, with constraints of 45 to 50% of somebody's gross income. Operative word, guys, gross income. However, what truly matters is the income that people take home, as that's what they actually use to pay their bills. You have to admit, using gross income calculations versus what somebody actually takes home is pretty wild to me. So we took a step further and we wondered what could be for our industry. What if someone like Elon Musk, who has no prior knowledge or creative restraints in this business, what would he do? What would he reimagine? How would he reimagine this entire space using the latest and greatest technologies? Guys, we called him, and wouldn't you know it, he actually answered and sent over a badass PowerPoint presentation, and here it is.
Hey Ryan, here's a PowerPoint for you reimagining the mortgage industry.
Well, not so much, but we did ask ChatGPT to reimagine our space, and I honestly didn't expect much. After all, this is a really complex industry with a ton of nuanced challenges: risk, credit scores, MSRs, compliance, QM, non-QM, underwriting guidelines, repayment plans, the list goes on. And guys, I'd love to tell you that ChatGPT struggled on this and had to ask me several qualifying questions to understand the request I was making, but I shit you not, as soon as I was done typing, the millisecond I was done typing, it was already spitting out incredible ideas. My prompt was simply this, and it's very basic. I could have done a better job. In the mortgage industry, we follow Fannie Mae guidelines to originate loans so people can buy houses. If you had to reimagine the mortgage industry and streamline it using AI and other helpful tools, how would you restructure it? I didn't mention any of the challenges we just talked about, but damn if it didn't touch on every single one of them. Right out of the gate, number one, keep in mind, this is literally half a second into AI reimagining our space. It came up with number one, AI-powered prequalifications. Basically created a new AI-powered forward-facing predictive model. Somehow it knew that was the industry's biggest challenge right out of the gate, and it tackled it first. I didn't have any of that in my prompt, guys. That came up with it on its own. Risk scoring based on predictive models. Beyond traditional credit scores, AI could use predictive models that incorporate additional factors such as projected income growth or economic downturn resilience. Really cool ideas. And again, forward-facing. This would allow a more personalized and fair and inclusive risk assessment. From a single prompt, that honestly wasn't very good. Mind blown. Number 2, intelligent document collection and verification with real-time data integration. Instead of applicants uploading every document, integrate directly with payroll providers, tax authorities, and banks to assess verifiable financial data securely. This data framework could cut down on fraud and accelerate processing, which is awesome. Number 3, and I was hoping they would mention blockchain, and they did. Blockchain for secure and transparent record keeping, covering immutable record of ownership and transactions, and smart contracts for loan servicing. Number 4, virtual underwriting assistant. AI-powered underwriting decisions. Underwriting could be enhanced by AI that analyzes applicant data and matches it against underwriting guidelines, adjusting dynamically to regulatory changes or lender-specific criteria. The AI could flag discrepancies, suggest alternative products, or approve lower-risk applicants immediately. This is pretty comprehensive, guys. The show's going long, so let me summarize the rest of it, but we'll post all of it in the chat log below. You really want to go through it because it's super interesting. But number 5, enhance user experience through personalized AI guidance. Number 6, automated closing and e-signing with virtual reality options. Number 7, continuous compliance monitoring. Number 8, data analytics for industry trends and future planning. Overall, Team AI reimagined the industry instantaneously and enhanced efficiency, increased transparency, created a better customer experience, improved risk management, regulatory compliance, and the list goes on. Truly impressive and a real sign as to things that are coming our way. This is really, really interesting stuff and honestly projects the future of open banking and lending for all of us. Read the results in their entirety below, and more importantly, go share this with somebody in the biz. This is really cool stuff. I hope you guys had fun with us today as we set aside some of the stresses of the business to talk about what could and will be. We'll see you guys next week.